Another day has passed. Another day, I'm still in this relationship. I had my chance today. So why didn't I take it? I need help with my math homework, I mocked. No, I didn't. I was actually rather well off in my math class. I needed to stop pussyfooting around the issue. I needed to just do it. I grabbed my phone and scrolled to Monika's contact. I held my finger over the button. Man up. Man the hell up. My hand trembled. Man up! Just do it! By the way, I don't recommend that phrase, it's stupid. I pressed the call button and held it to my ear. It's vibrating. Some more. Someone pick up? Hello? Hey, Monika. Hey, what's up, babe? It's kinda late. Yeah, I know. Sorry about that. I sighed. But look, we genuinely need to talk. Meet me on the roof at school tomorrow. Okay. That's all. Good night. Good night, John. I love you. I froze up. You don't have to say it back. I'm sorry. It's okay. She kissed into the line and hung up the phone. I set my phone down on my desk and I exhaled deeply. Forgot this man. I shut off my bedroom light and crawled into bed. When did my life turn into this? It's high school life. It's now or never. You know, it didn't last long. It really didn't. My first girlfriend, and I didn't even love her. Wow. You have a great future ahead of you, John. I wonder how many other women you'll date and then just toss away. Was I making the right choice here? Maybe this is still just the questioning phase. John? You wanted to see me? No more thinking. It was time to act. I chose to do it for a reason. It was so I couldn't wimp out. Where then am I gonna go? I can't run, and I certainly can't jump off the damn thing. So, let's do this. I clenched my fists. Hey, Monika. What's up? Monika. 3, 2, 1. Monika, I need to get something off my chest. What's the matter, hon? You know you can tell me anything. Take your time, okay? Damn it, stop that! Monika, I think we need to break it off. The world went silent. Wait, you don't mean like breaking up, do you? Take a deep breath. Yes, Monika, I do. Why? What did I do wrong? Damn it, come on. Nothing. You didn't do anything wrong. Then why are you... She sniffled and chuckled darkly. Back on the roof, huh? Did you bring me up here? Just to mock me? This is where the relationship started. Why not end in the same place? No, I didn't bring you here to mock you. I brought you up here because I needed to. I needed to do it somewhere where I couldn't just run away. Not again. Again? My voice broke and I felt an iron rod go through my heart. You've tried it before? I nodded. When? Remember when I asked for some help with math? She winced. Just yesterday, huh? She wiped her eyes. Well, can you at least tell me why? Why you just want to cut us off? I'm not in love with you. I even said the bluntness. I like you. I like spending time with you. I know it hurts to hear, but I like being around you. I like being your friend. But I don't like dating you. And this... I nodded sharply. This might hurt the most, but I only dated you. I was the one for a girlfriend, Monika. I only like the idea of you. And I don't want to call dating you a bad choice, but for you it was. I led you on. And I'm so sorry, Monika. There was a long moment of silence. So, you like me, but you don't love me. I nodded. Okay. And you're breaking up with me because you're not happy. Not in love with me. Am I getting all of this? Yeah. Well, Monica, she put her hands up. Just give me a while, okay? I nodded. Alright. She sighed. I'm just going to go home for the day. Bye, John. It was fun while it lasted. She sniffled and turned around. You're gonna be here tomorrow, right? I might. This is really hard, John. It feels like my heart is being split in two. I'll get over it eventually. She deeply exhaled. You don't love me, but that's okay. I'm more glad you said something now and didn't let it go on for longer. I'm sorry, Monica. Please don't be. She said, tensing up. Don't be sorry. I don't want you to be. Nobody should be in a one-sided relationship. You don't love me? That's okay. But don't be sorry about it. She turned her head to me. I love you. She turned back around. She waved, and she exited the roof. Well, it's over. What now? The door swung back open. Wait, I raised an eyebrow. I need to know. She sighed, seemingly preparing for something. Who is it? Who? Who do you actually love? Huh? Don't lie to me! I blinked. To be honest, in the actuality, they wouldn't really need anyone to be there. Yuri. In actuality, it wouldn't need to. Oh, Chapter 4! Displacement. In actuality, it wouldn't really need to be anybody there. Sometimes it just doesn't work, even if you don't love anyone else. I was officially single again. I had a chance, but I threw it away. I believe it was for the better. I turned and looked at the anime playing on my television. It was one I had turned on to try and pass the time. I made the right choice. But I sure don't like being back in Loser Town. I groaned and quickly sat up. It was 3 days ago that it all went down. Sure felt like it. I had decided to skip the rest of the school that day, and I took today off because I felt under the weather. Or at least that's what I had told myself. Going to the club had become exhausting, but if Monika and Yuri were avoiding me, I guess it made sense. But I just want things to go back to normal. They never can, though. At least, not that I think they can. Well, you have to define normal. It can go back to relatively normal. Well, that's pretty depressing. Damn it, I need to stop thinking about all of this. Today was supposed to be a mental health day. Ugh. I just needed to be distracting myself. So I sat on my desk and turned on my laptop. I can probably just play a computer game or something to pass the time. But upon booting up my computer, I took notice of the files on my desktop. Farrell said, even if torrented, still meant something. Biohazard 2exe. Mr. Kennedy. Oh, I love this game. Oh. Mr. Kennedy? Oh, I love this game. My dad was a huge nerd. Hey, John. Do you think we'll be like that? Together until the very end? I shut the laptop. Together forever. What a joke. I held a finger to the bridge of my nose. It didn't even last, what, 2 weeks? Hell if I know. But that's way too short for a relationship. And I cut it off. I ruined the whole thing. I made Monika cry because I wasn't in love with her. You're probably still in the questioning phase, Jesus genius. That's common for new relationships. And I also just name-dropped Yuri. I really kept her feelings intact, huh? But all of what I said was true. I could have been light on the delivery, yeah. I was blunt, maybe too. But no, I couldn't have been light about this. there was one time in my life I needed to grow a spine and say it like it was then. My point would have been null and void if I had stuttered the entire time. Monika's... Hell, she'll be fine. She's strong. She has good willpower and knows how to handle emotions. She was on the debate team. Keeping cool is kind of what I do. She'll be okay. She's probably reveling in my absence anyway. I wasn't exactly good for her social status. Though, one part of all of this that still rubbed me the wrong way. Or maybe it was the right way. Yuri. The girl I told Monika I loved. But the reason I question this is, do I really love Yuri? Or was I just lying to her so we could move on from the topic? I thought back on all of my time spent with the purple-haired beauty. The reading, the chocolates, so I did all that. The decoration making, the chat we had about her knife collection, the festival. After the festival, our lunch in the library, me calling her cute, and how I began avoiding her. Crap! No, God, no! I've made a terrible mistake. I put a hand to my forehead. I began avoiding her because I was confused. I began to avoid the lonely, self-conscious, anxious, shy girl. Smart moves, John! I fell into my bed, feeling pure devastation consume me. There's probably 2 relationships now that I'd screwed up. And what else did I even have aside from those 2? Natsuki hates me. The insults make that pretty clear. And Sayori? Well, damn it, I've been ignoring Sayori too. Even if unintentional. And she was feeling especially down on the week before the festival. I should really check up. Nope. Sayori's not who I knew I needed to be worrying about. As far as I was concerned, we were still friends. I needed to focus on Yuri. Well, Y-U-R-I. Me and Sayori have always been friends. She's fine. Of course she was. What I didn't know was if Yuri was fine. I sat up and pulled out my phone. I needed to give her a call. I just needed to make sure. And well, I needed to own up. I needed to apologize. I turned on the phone but cringed when I saw the battery life. 9%. I could make the call, but I had to make it quick. I pressed the phone app and scrolled to my contact list. That, Monika, Sayori, Yuri. I need more friends. I hit the call button. Oh, there were all the contacts. I hit the call button and put the phone to my ear. I looked around my bedroom as I waited for it to pick up. I looked at the clock on my wall. 10:26. I pulled the phone from my ear and quickly hung up the call. She was still in class. Hopefully she had decided to leave her phone in her locker. Or maybe she muted it or turned it off. I groaned and fell onto my bed. Shortly after, I lazily plugged my phone in. Might as well let the damn thing charge. I'm not gonna be calling her for a while. I rolled over and stared at my ceiling. How could I approach this? I needed to see if Yuri was okay. That was the first step. The only issue was that she was in class. I can probably call her at lunch. Or I could just walk over there at lunch. Yeah! It'll mean a lot more if I say it to her face. Plus, she couldn't get angry and hang up on me. Surely this couldn't backfire horribly. And surely that wasn't any kind of foreshadowing. Okay, lunch is at 11:30. I have about an hour. What can I do until then, though? Growl? I never ate breakfast. I guess I know what to do. Oh! Thank God I can't skip anything here, because I accidentally pressed the wrong button. I got off the bed, walked out of my room, and down into the kitchen. I should invite Sayori over. She enjoys breakfast. I'm sure she would. She is also in class. God damn it. I opened up my fridge. And I am completely out of food. I groaned. Today is just not my day. I pulled over a notepad and wrote down a list of groceries. Bacon, eggs, bread, mustard, deli meat. Good Lord! I turned the page and grabbed my jacket. I wanted to pass the time, not pass the time of chores. Go grocery shopping. Why on earth is bacon so cheap? 362 yen. And for that much bacon? I tossed it in my basket. When I had everything I needed, I went and checked out. There was no small talk, which I was thankful for. I consider myself rather extroverted, but I cannot stand forced conversations. Shortly after paying, I left the store bags in hand. And I was back home. I walked into the kitchen and put the groceries on the counter. First, a good breakfast. I hope you still has enough time, and it isn't already lunch break. I grabbed the pan from the cupboard. Then I go talk to Yuri. Easy as pie, surely. After cooking my breakfast, I sat down at my table and began to eat. This breakfast would be better with Sayuri here. I really need to invite her over more often. Even if we drifted there for a while, she's still my best friend. Forgot the ketchup. Can't eat eggs without ketchup. I'm not a fan of like anything really with my eggs. Actually, there's just like one sauce, but I can't remember what it's called. Neither in English nor in German. I set down my fork and whipped my face with a napkin. Wiped. I whipped it! My cooking skill only seems to be improving. I checked the time. I wondered how long I had until I had to go. 11:50. Crap! I stood quickly and put my dishes into the sink. 15 minutes until lunch was out. I need to get moving! I quickly rushed outside and began to run. I didn't know how long it took to actually get to school. But I can't be late! Why not just do this another time? Because I'm gonna lose my nerve, damn it! I stopped thinking and began to sprint faster. Sorry? Okay. I breathed heavily as I slowed down. I'm... here. I violently coughed. Let's do this. I slowly walked inside. I need to go to the library. Hopefully Yuri's there. Damn it, has it always been this far away? Feels like I've been walking for hours. When I finally arrived at the door, I stopped. I ran a hand through my hair and took a deep breath. Come on, I got this. Opened the door and spotted a purple-haired girl sitting at a table. Once again, sucking the energy out of the books. It's time. No wimping out, John. I walked up to her and I sat down at the table. You looked up from her book and her eyes widened. John? Hey, Yuri. How are you? I'm fine. Scratched my head. Look, can we just talk outside for a second? I don't really think. Just come on. I said and stood up. Please? Alright. I'll humor you, John. She stood up from her seat. Lead the way. I grabbed her arm and began to pull her along. John, calm down. I slowed down. Sorry, but this is kind of urgent. You'll understand in a minute. Okay. Sorry to be mysterious, Yuri. We were now alone in the hallway. Let's do this. Yuri, I said and steeled my nerves. Yes? I want to apologize. Well, thank you. But why exactly are you apologizing? Nothing you've done recently has been worthy of an apology, I'm sure. Damn it, Yuri! Yuri, I messed up. Okay? I screwed up bad, and I don't want you to just ignore it. Ignore it? But what are you... Just, Yuri, please. I know that you don't like to see the bad in people. But you should for me, okay? I'm sorry. I'm sorry! I'm sorry for being a bad friend. I'm sorry for ignoring you. I'm sorry for leaving you alone like that. Please, I felt my eyes water. Don't hate me. God damn it. For all the times I started crying. I didn't mean for all this to happen. I just want us to be friends again. John. She walked up to me and tilted my chin up. I could never hate you. You're one of my best friends. And the fact that you apologized. It means more to me than you could ever know. Smiled lightly. I do have one question. Yes? Why? Why did you do and what you did? It's $1,000,000 question. Why? That's a little hard to explain, Yuri. I have all the time in the world, John. I at least owe you that, huh? The bell's ringing. Damn it. Just tell me later, okay? No, I need to say it now. Look, Yuri. I was ignoring you like that. A bunch of students began to walk through the halls. I was dating Monika and I was confused. Okay? I was confused because I was having thoughts about you. Thoughts? Yes, good thoughts. Things about you that I shouldn't have thought about when I was with Monika. And that wasn't right? So I tried to distance myself. That was me ignoring you. And that was such a mistake. Yuri, that was probably one of my biggest mistakes I've ever made. One of the biggest mistakes I've ever made. I forgive you. But why me? Why were you thinking about me? Here goes. Because I cleared my throat. Because I wanted to date you. The world went silent. Yuri? You wanted to date me. Oh yeah. I have to go. I'll see you later. Oh no. I just screwed up everything again, didn't I? Damn it! Damn it! Damn it, not again! I slammed my fist into the wall. I was so confident about it, and for what? Why did I just say that? Of course she doesn't like me like that. She could never like me like that. I slammed the fist into my head and jogged off. I just needed to be alone. And I needed out of the school. Yuri walked through the halls, grasping at her skirt. He likes me. He likes me. Bathroom. She needed to... Bell ringing. No! That's the second bell! She squealed lightly. She headed to get to class. She can't risk messing up her attendance record. She can handle it for a class period, right? Control your emotions the normal way, Yuri. She exhaled deeply and pushed open the door to her class. She walked over her desk and sat down. Just focus on the lesson, she said to herself, gripping her skirt tighter. As the teacher droned on, she only got more and more uncomfortable. She can do this. She can't do this. Distracting herself wasn't working. She trembled. Just... why is... John loves you. But why? Why someone like you? She began to breathe heavily. He has to be messing with you. He has to be lying. He could never love someone like you. Someone who can't even go 50 minutes without feeling the need to destroy her body. She gripped her wrists. Someone who can't have a serious discussion without needing a superficial way to control themselves. She began to scratch at them. Someone who messes with the beautiful vessel that they were gifted. She can't breathe. She began to scratch harder. The bandages under her blaze were feeling like a barrier blocking her from sweet relief. Why? She was shaking violently. People were looking. Everyone was judging. Why? Why does he do this? What poor taste. It's so painfully obvious. Forget not loving someone like you. He could never love you! Your gasped suddenly. He doesn't know. He doesn't know. She slowly stopped scratching. She felt like she had surfaced. Surfaced after having been drowning for so long. John doesn't know. She felt like she could cry tears of joy. He doesn't know. He doesn't know. He's not messing with her. It's not some sick joke. He must actually love her. And if he does, he loves you for you. She giggled to herself. What was she worrying about? She laughed. John would never make that sort of joke. He's too much of a sweetheart to do that. She blinked and wiped her eyes. Could she really have a chance with him? It could be nice, though she would have to keep this sort of thing a secret. That shouldn't be too bad, right? She's kept it a secret this long. It'll just take a few long-sleeved shirts here and there. Yeah. Everything is gonna be okay. Today was a little bit of a hiccup, but it'll be smooth sailing from here on out. Even if she kinda ran away back there. Oh no! That's right! He probably thinks I hate him! She stopped her train of thought. No. Quit overthinking this. John doesn't hate her. If he really loved her, he wouldn't begin hating her for something like that. It's gonna be okay. All you have to do. She took a deep breath, closed her eyes, and smiled. Sorry. Is go and tell him that you accept his confession. Her eyes snapped open. I sat at my kitchen table eating a bowl of noodles. I didn't want to bother cooking anything after today. It was a bit of a disappointment. Though, after giving it some thought, not all hope was lost. Yuri is socially anxious. She's very... She very well could have just freaked out and ran away because she didn't know how to react. So, I have two options. She hates me, or she just freaked out and ran away. Well, I'm hoping that's the second thing. I really am. Yuri hating me is probably my worst nightmare. I stopped eating and chucked the remaining noodles in the trash. Thinking about all of that ruined any semblance of hunger I may have had. Ugh. I scratched my head rapidly. I need to give Yuri a call or something. Either that or talk to her tomorrow. No, goddammit, today's Friday. If I want to talk to her tomorrow, it's going to be over the phone anyway. I might as well just get it over with now. Sorry. It's been a few hours. I doubt she's going to be pissed off if I call. I doubt she's going to be pissed off either way, but I don't know how her emotions work. Yuri is a complicated girl. I muttered and grabbed my phone. Here goes nothing. I locked my phone and scrolled to her contact. Yuri walked up to John's door, hand over her heart. Oh, she's coming over. She hoped she wasn't making some kind of mistake. I pressed call and put the phone to my ear. I began to hear ringing through. I began to hear ringing though, and it wasn't from my end. The phone began to ring, scaring her. Sounds like it's coming from outside. I stood and hung up the phone. What is that? I walked over to my front door. I can call you in a second. This has just caught my attention. I opened up the door and looked outside. The ringing stopped. She took a deep breath, trying to calm her frayed nerves. Okay, you can do this. She walked up to the front door and put her hand out, but as she did it suddenly opened. Yuri? Oh! Well, that's not really what I expected. What are you doing here? I raised an eyebrow. I genuinely didn't expect her. A burglar was higher up on my list than Yuri. Probably because I was just about to call her. Well, I was just, in the neighborhood. Yuri, you seem a little tense. Granted, I was too. I was just better at hiding it. She sighed. I wasn't just in the neighborhood. She turned her head. I came because I had something I needed to say. Something important. I'm all ears. I said skeptically. She's not here just to tell me she hates me and is moving schools, is she? I felt my heart sink. No, that couldn't be right. She was smiling. It had to be good news or something, yeah? I braced myself for what was to come. Please, just spit it out. I accept John. Accept what? Nothing. She muttered something to herself and audibly exhaled. I accept your confession. That mouth is so cute. Confession? You mean like what I was talking about earlier? At school? My words reached an octave I couldn't have thought possible as the fireworks exploded in my head. There's no way. She can't mean that. She has to be messing with me. Yes, John. I mean, I accept your romantic confession. Holy shit. She wasn't kidding. And she doesn't hate me. I felt like I could cry tears of joy. So would you... Maybe, I chuckled. Yuri, will you be my girlfriend? She smiled. That would be lovely. I did it. I really did it. I got Yuri to be my girlfriend. I got what many consider unachievable. I got the cutest, sweetest, nicest girl in school to agree to go out with me. I felt like I could jump for joy. I won! I won the game! I can only go up from here. So, John, may I enter your humble abode? I would have chuckled, but knowing Yuri, that was part of her vernacular. Of course. I stepped out of her way and she walked inside. Wow, it smells so good in here. Was that coconut? Yeah. I sat and turned to face her. I lit one of my dad's candles. He's always been a fan of it. Well, I really like it. So if you have more... Please. She seemed to lose all of her nerve in the middle of the sentence. Use them? You're one strange girl. Sorry, I don't want you to think you have to do anything. I was just, hey, it's okay. I said and put a hand up. I can light those candles all day long, if it'll make you happy. I smiled at her. She blushed and turned away. Thank you. Smooth one, John. Man, she's cute. I really struck gold here. Woohoo! Is this Monika? It's not fair. It's not fair. They were talking in the hall. Probably making date plans. It would make sense. As soon as John broke up with me, he went to Yuri. He did say he loved her. But he took the day off, yet came in anyway just to see her. He never did that for me. Of course he didn't. Because he never loved me. She put a hand on her eyes as they began to cloud up. Oh no. Get over yourself. He was mature about it. He did what he had to do. Just move on. Move on already, damn it. Forget about him. Forget about his personality. Forget about his interests. Forget about his smile. His haircut that he combed for you. Damn it. Why? Why is it so hard? Why is it so hard? So hard to just forget. So hard to just move on. He never loved you. She began to bawl. None of this meant anything to him. And he forgot about you practically instantly. She put her head in her hands as she began to frantically wipe her eyes. He's not worth the tears. But no matter how she tried, she just couldn't stop. She put her hand on the wilting petals of a peony. She held on to them. Of course she did. But why? She didn't know why. Knock knock. Monika poked her head out of her hands. Yeah? Are you alright, sweetheart? She looked down at her carpeted floor. No, Papa. Mistletoe, chapter 5. I had to say that first. I just noticed the big titles are like purple, a type of purple, and the others are like a smaller green. I had been dating Yuri for exactly a week. Okay. It's December now, the 19th, so Christmas is nearing. And the temperature has started to nip a bit more. I hope my dad isn't getting too pissed at the heating bill. But anyway, I was getting a little worried at how the holidays were going to go down. I know it would have been a little early, but I prayed Yuri didn't ask me to come spend it with her and her parents or something. I wasn't sure if I could handle that. If they're anything like Yuri, they may be rather pompous. That's not to say Yuri was snobby, but she definitely carried herself a certain way. A way that I'm not sure I would have ever been able to match. Because, well, I'm normal. Probably as basic as I come. Frankly, I would rather just spend Christmas with the girls. But hell, that may even be a tough choice. Club tensions are a little high. Granted, Monika seems to be doing rather okay, if a little more robotic than you before. Though there is a way that the club used to operate before all of that stuff went down. And all of us can tell things have changed. I scrub extra hard on a dish to try and get rid of a stain. Damn thing. Well, anyway, I can always invite Sayuri over. But I'm a little concerned about her. In the club she seems empty. When she's not forcing herself to be bubbly, she's just staring at her desk. Okay, so we will have a conflict about that, huh? I hope what happened between me and Monika didn't affect... John, look! I perked up. What's up? They're making a movie, a portrait of Markov! I looked around the pillar we had in the kitchen and over at the television. It was hard to see because of the glare, but I could hear the audio. Wow. I guess they are. I turned to Yuri. She seemed to be knitting something. Oh, I didn't know you liked to knit. She seemed surprised but instantly hid what she was working on. She's knitting for something for us, probably for Christmas too. If Christmas is currently coming up. Is she embarrassed? It's just a hobby of mine. Well, that's cool. But why are you embarrassed about it? I voice my thoughts. You don't have to be embarrassed about what you like while around me, Yuri. I'm your boyfriend. If I don't support what you like, that's kind of a dick move. I could see her blushing face, but she smiled. Thank you. It means a lot to hear that from you. I nodded, and she went back to knitting. I tilted my head to what she exactly... Oh god. I tilted my head to what exactly she was knitting. It looked like something... gray. I couldn't tell exactly what it was, but I could see the definition of her knitting needles. I may not be good at knitting or know anything about it, but even I could see that they look trashed. They even look slightly rusty. She's not putting the rust anywhere near the actual product, but it seems to be a struggle for her to do so. She should probably buy some new ones. Either that or ask her parents for some. Maybe you can gift her some knitting needles for Christmas. But anyway, that wasn't really any of my business. For all I knew, they could have sentimental value. That's also true. But about that movie... Would you want to see that? The mouse is okay. Don't play with water bottles on the desk. They might crush your mouse. Your Minnie Mouse. Would you want to see that movie when it comes out? She nodded enthusiastically. I would love that. Sounds like a plan, then. As I continued to wash the dishes, Yuri continued to knit. It was a calm evening. When would you like to continue reading Portrait of Markov together? I'm not sure if you've finished it or not, but I would like to read it with you. She began to mutter, Portrait of Markov or not? Sure, that'll be fun. She went back to what she was doing, as did I. At least until I was interrupted by a timer going off. Ah, that's dinner! I stopped the timer and grabbed my pot holders, opened up the oven, and slowly pulled out a dish. I sat onto the counter and wiped my forehead. Come take a seat, I'll serve it up. Yuri nodded and set down her knitting needles. I grabbed the plates, silverware, and napkins. You want a drink? I can get myself a water. You've done so much, the least I could do is get my own drink. I shrugged. Suit yourself. I grabbed a spatula and brought the meal over to the table. I set it on a pot holder and so I didn't ruin the table. This is an old family recipe. It's just a chicken noodle casserole, but I promise it's really good. I gave her the spatula and she serves herself a portion. I don't doubt your ability, John. Thank you for the meal. It looks very good. I nodded. Of course. We both began to eat, and as we did, I was pleasantly surprised after every bite. I really knocked this thing out of the park. Grandma would be proud. Bless her heart. I set down my fork and grabbed another serving. God damn. Though, as I began to eat, I noticed Yuri also go for another serving. And then another. As I finished my second, Yuri was grabbing a smaller fourth serving. She was practically vacuuming this stuff down. Though I think Yuri noticed me watching because she began to slow down. She even looked slightly embarrassed. Don't be embarrassed to enjoy your partner's food. That was very good. Thank you. He smiled. 1 minute though. I'll be right back. Yuri stood up, walked out of the kitchen and went down the hall. Probably had to use the bathroom or something. It would make sense. I began to clean up our dishes. She seemed done and so was I. Damn, we had no leftovers. Impressive. I set the dishes in the sink. Oh, you know what? I have P-O-M in my backpack. I don't know what that is, sorry. I can go grab it while she's in the bathroom, and when she comes back, we can read it together. Some book. But I really don't know right now what it is. I nodded to myself. I exited the kitchen and walked to the hallway. But as I passed by the bathroom, I heard retching. Is that Yuri? Crap! I turned to the door, but it was locked. She retches again, and I hear liquid. And I heard liquid. She was throwing up. I began to knock rapidly. Yuri! What, John? Yuri, you okay? My didn't make you sick, did it? No. Well then, I just ate too much too quick. I'm going to be alright. In fact, I'm feeling better already. You were feeling better before? Just some mild nausea. But I promise I'm okay. Okay. If you're sure. I'm very thankful that you're concerned, but I'm well. Alright, I get it. I sighed and continued on to my bedroom. What was that? Even if what she said was true, she did eat a lot. I'm still skeptical. I opened my door. Well, for some reason that gave me like... I didn't know what it was, but I felt like she wasn't telling me everything. Maybe she really did get sick, but it's just trying to protect my feelings. No, it couldn't have been my cooking. I'm feeling fine and we both ate it. Maybe she just has some kind of stomach issue. One she's scared to tell me about. It would fit for her. Yuri isn't the most confident girl. Even if I said I wouldn't mock her interest, she probably isn't fully confident that I'll look past underlying conditions. Even if it's just a stomach issue. I shook my head and unzipped my bag. Yuri can tell me when she wants to. I just hope she knows I'll accept her for who she is, regardless of her conditions. I grabbed out the book and exited the bedroom shortly after. I walked back to my living room and sat on the couch. You walked out of the bathroom shortly after. She rushed over to sit next to me. Sorry about that. It's okay. I can understand eating too much. I do it all the time. I grinned and she smiled. So, you want to read some of the book? I held a portrait. I'm currently trying to think. When she ate the food in the library, she also then went to the bathroom. I can't remember if she proceeded to harm herself afterwards. And if it's related to that right now. I held a portrait. The large P, O, and the capital M were like portrait of Markov. I'm on the second to last chapter, I believe. So we're almost done. That's great. That means we're getting close to my favorite part. She turned and got comfortable as I opened the book. She grabbed one side and I grabbed the other. Granted, we had to use our labs as a makeshift table, but that wasn't too bad. I I smiled internally at our closeness, and we began to read. I almost said eat again. It was a few hours later. Honestly, I was surprised Yuri was still with me. It was nearing 22, yet she stuck around. I turned to her. Don't you have to be getting home soon? She raised an eyebrow. I should be, yes. But I want to do something first. What's that? She became bashful. Well, it's something I want to show you. My face began to heat up. No, not anything like that! Oh. It's just something important to me. I know we haven't been dating for very long, but I think we've gotten close enough as friends and lovers. So if you could grab a jacket, I would really appreciate it. A jacket? Are we going somewhere? She nodded. At this time of night? She nodded again. It's better at night, trust me. Okay. I have one on my coat rack. Stood up from the couch. Lead the way, my fair maiden. She giggled and stood up. I walked over to the front door and grabbed my hoodie. After shoving it on, I opened up the front door. You walked past me and out the door, and then I followed shortly after. I closed the door and locked it behind me. So, where are we headed? This way. She grabbed my hand and we walked off. After a few minutes, she realized she had grabbed my hand. Oh, sorry, you weren't adjusted to hand holding yet. She dropped my hand. No, take it back! Oh, fuck me. But I grabbed her hand again. Wait, what are you? You're my girlfriend, aren't you? And I'm your boyfriend. We're supposed to hold hands. Not everyone wants to hold hands. Not every couple holds hands. She seemingly hesitated. But eventually she smiled. My bad, sorry. Just enjoy the music. And I am back. But eventually she smiled. Anyway, not every couple holds hands. Exactly. She laced her fingers with mine and we walked on. After a few minutes of walking, I spoke out loud. So, where exactly are we going? You'll see. I nodded. Alright. That was very ominous, hon. But I'll trust you. What if she stabs you? After a few more minutes, we were in a part of the suburbs that I had never been in. And I was getting slightly nervous. I know you wouldn't lead me to a torture society or anything. But this is unfamiliar territory. What gives you that feeling that she might not... Whatever. Yuri? I turned to her. Yes? Where are we? I know I asked where we were going, but where are we currently? I've never been in this area before. Oh, it's just an area close to my house. There's nothing to be worried about. It's a safe neighborhood. We thought that... Like when I lived with my mother and her boyfriend, and someone broke into our car. Internally, I sighed in relief. I was getting myself worked up over nothing. This way. She led us down an alleyway between two houses. Vines grew in the walls to the sides of us, and I felt like we were going into the depths of the suburbs. Like it was some circle of hell. I chuckled to myself. That's an interesting concept, huh? Yuri stopped and then began to mess with the padlocked gate. I wasn't paying much attention, though. I was stuck in my own head. Interesting. That could be a funny parody book. If I ever try my hand at writing, I bet that concept could catch a little bit of attention. I would never I would have to write it well though. The padlock fell off the gate and Yuri kicked it to the side. Yuri, wasn't that a locked gate?
No.
Yuri, did you just pick that lock? Or did you have a key? She sighed.
I had a key. I talked to the owners of this house to see if I could get one, and she granted my request.
But why? What's behind this gate that it needs to be locked?
You'll see.
I deeply inhaled. The suspense is killing me, babe. Please just tell me.
Your babe?
I froze. Did she really have to get hung up on that? Yeah. Just always wanted to call a girl that. This is really embarrassing. Damn it, Yuri. Oh. Is that a problem? I cannot call you that if you want. No! I jumped slightly.
Sorry. I mean, no. Please please call me that. I like it.
Dolly noted. The hell even just happened? Was I freaking out or was Yuri... Was I freaking out or was Yuri? You both were freaking out at something.
Anyway, just follow me, okay? Where we're going is very special to me, and I just want you to not be disappointed before we get there, okay? It's not exactly exciting.
I sighed heavily. Yuri, I'm sure that whatever it is, I put my hand on her shoulder. I'm sure that whatever it is, it's lovely. Because what's special to you is special to me. I smiled.
John.
She rubbed my head softly.
That really means a lot, you know.
I felt like a child as she rubbed my head. Just because you're taller doesn't mean you're older, damn it! Ooh! We have taller Yuri! I'm happy about that! You would certainly be taller than me, that's for sure. I'm about Natsuki height. She took her hand off of my head and nodded at the gate. I grabbed her hand and we continued on. Oh god. It happened again. When I look at the text box, it somewhat looks like the screen is moving. My bad. I had to know. Yuri, how old are you?
18, why?
Son of a... Is he 17? I'm assuming he's 17, and due to that she is older. After we passed a bit of foliage, the path opened up more. And at the side, I cut off my own thoughts. Oh. Wow. Holy crap. I muttered and Yuri giggled. It is very beautiful. I'm keeping it. I muttered and Yuri giggled.
Right.
I turned to her. Jesus Christ, Yuri. How did you find this place? She began to walk further along, still holding my hand. She exhaled, clearly reveling in her state of mind and body.
Well, I used to come here all the time when I was a little girl. Whether it be to come play with the other kids, or to read a book under a tree, or to enjoy a picnic with my family, or to just be here. It slowly became my happy place. Somewhere I could go, just to get away from the trials and tribulations of normal life. And to actually answer your question, I'm not sure. I believe it was my mother, but that's not really why it's an important place.
Is this why you wanted to show it to me? You said it was important to you? Nope. She nodded.
It is. And I wanted you to know about it. So we could...
She cleared her throat.
So we could make it an even happier place.
Aw, that's adorable.
That's cute. For the both of us. I stared at Yuri as she spoke. I smiled. You're adorable, Yuri. Yeah, she is. What? That's not true. Natsuki and Sayori are adorable. I'm just average. You're not just average, though. You're Yuri. AK? You're perfect. She blushed and smiled. Well, thank you. I nodded. You're always welcome. I rubbed her hand and we continued walking down the path. And I felt it. The stress, the troubles, the pain, all of the stress of these last few months. Joined the club, the festival, dating Monika, breaking up with Monika, and even dating Yuri. My life has been a dream come true recently. But it's also been hellish for that reason. I constantly felt as if I had to impress Yuri. Same with everyone else. I know I don't have to. I never had to when we were friends. She's always liked me, even with my weird quirks. But I feel I owe it to her. I owe her to be the best version of myself. And hell, I even want to be the best version of myself. I want to change for Yuri, of course, but I want to do it for myself too. I want to read books. I want to eat more than TV dinners. I want to be clean, and I want to be less of a slob. I just never had the drive to try. Until her. I squeezed her hand. Did I ever tell you that you're amazing, Yuri? What? Why say that all of a sudden? I shrugged. Just felt like saying it. Well, thank you. After a few moments, she began to lead us down a different path. I know I said that the entire park was a happy place of mine, but there's one spot in particular I want to show you. My actual happy place. I nodded and smiled. Lead the way. She went off the path completely and took me deep into the trees. Then a path over a log, across a small creek, and into a more open spot. It looks alright. Very comfy. And is that a crate of books? This is where I come specifically to read. The atmosphere is perfect night or day. And I know I've already said it, but this place is very special to me. She brought her arms down my neck and rested her chin on my head. I wrapped my arms around her as well. She sighed. I'll keep it. And you're special to me too. You're the most important person in my life. So I figured I hugged tighter and rubbed my arms along her back. I understand. Thank you. She kept her head on me and I felt comfort, safety, like nothing bad could happen. As long as we were as long as we were with each other, as long as we were there for each other. And I stumble over my words. I'll do it. I'll be an amazing guy. I'll be the best guy, the best boyfriend, the best one ever, just to see her smile. I wanted to say I stumbled over my words because I was excited to hug Yuri. And now we're back to Monika. It hurts. It still hurts. It's been more than a week now. I know it won't pass in only a week, but the wounds are still so fresh. Like it happened yesterday. Every day she finds herself crying, or at least tearing up in some way. She feels she'll run out of tears eventually. It's not healthy. I'm borderline obsessed with him. But why? What's so appealing? What's so appealing about that loser? Before the literature club, he was a borderline incel. A neat. Yet, she still loved him. She put her head in her hands. Why? Why is she cursed with this one-sided love? You're thinking about him again, aren't you? She turned to the door where her father stood. No, He raised an eyebrow. Yes, I am. I'm sorry, Papa, but Up. He put a hand up. You have nothing to apologize for, sweetie. He walked into the room and put his hand on her shoulders. Now look, it's not easy to just get over all of this. Closure is tough. She stood up quickly and tucked him tight. She just needed something to hold on to. Needed an anchor. He kissed the top of her head. I think you should go and talk to him. Her eyes shut open. What? But Dad! Hey, it's okay. You don't have to right now. It's just a suggestion, is all. She sighed and put her head back onto his chest. Now, how about we go get some ice cream? He looked at her face and wiped away some tears. Just something to try and cheer up my girl. She giggled. That's your solution for everything. He chuckled and kissed her head again. If it ain't broke, don't fix it, as they say. He smiled. I love you, honey. And I want to see you happy. I never want you to forget that. She nodded and stopped smiling. I know you do. She looked down. I just wish she did too. He rubbed her head and she sighed. Just give it time. She smiled softly and tucked her dad tighter. I love you. That's sweet, some fatherly love here.